Hey, and welcome to the third Invadence Devlog. If you don't know, Invadence is a game we are working on in Unreal Engine, and to sum the game up, it is a first-person tower defense game, where you have to collect resources spotted around the map, use those resources to craft items, and then use those items to defend yourself from waves of enemy robots. Now that you know what our game is, let's start talking about the many things we have done since the last devlog. I know you're here because of the cute robot on the thumbnail, so let's talk about him first. His name is Jimmy, and he was the first robot to occupy Mars. His job was to collect resources for the few people living there. But one night, while he was mining minerals, there was a massive dust storm. He became submerged inside the sand and was never found again. Until now. Jimmy is in very rough condition though, and after years and years of sitting in the dust, he may need a lot of repairs to start working again. Luckily, if you use 150 iron, you can repair him to his former glory, as well as create a station where he can live. As a thank you for saving his life, Jimmy will now mine the minerals across the map for you. After years of sitting in the sand, his brain still isn't in the best condition, even after you repaired him. Well, actually, it's worse than that. Jimmy is really stupid. He just scoots right past closed doors to mine the exact same ore, but further away. Like, what are you doing, Jimmy? After Jimmy fills his basket with ores, he will go back to the station you created for him, and he will deposit his ores there. He'll also get a quick charge and go back into the distance to mine more ores. He's a great buddy to have, and will make gathering large amount of resources really easy. He's also really cute and really fun to play with. We also added a lot more things into the game than just Jimmy, including adding a ton of new graphics changes. Like a ton. The main one that you've probably seen already is that we made a new ground texture. We made a texture to look like sand, which is pretty much all Mars is. It really makes the game look a lot better than before. We also added a few more things to the environment, including some rocks scattered across the map and some small hills so the entire level isn't just flat. The map still isn't even close to being finished, like we need a lot more textures to make it look less plain and more realistic. We need to work a lot more on terraforming, but it is still a lot closer than our last devlog. Also, right now you can't place objects on hills, so we will have to change how the building system works if we want better terrain. Also, speaking of the map, we changed the sky to look a lot more like Mars. The color just is a lot better, and there's a gradient from oranges to more grayish blue in the middle. There's also clouds in the sky now. They randomly form and their shape is like real clouds. They also create shadows, which just helps with the immersion of the game, making it feel a lot more realistic when you get engulfed by a shadow from a cloud. We also added a new wall model and a new placeable object, the floor. The floor goes great with the wall, and you can create some pretty great bases with them. Clearly, the floor is completely finished. Watch this montage to see some of the amazing wonders of the wall. We also added a new terminal model instead of just a yellow square. The new terminal model is really cool, and I feel like it fits the game really well. If you don't know, the terminal is the thing that you need to protect, the thing that keeps you alive. The robot's main goal is to destroy the terminal, and if they succeed, you won't respawn anymore, and you lose the level. Well, you actually can't lose yet, but it just says you lose in the top left, which is pretty much close enough. We also made the new turret model for this devlog. It looks a lot better than the white rectangle we were using before. The new turret can kill robots within a pretty big radius, and when a robot comes near it, the barrel of the turret actually aims at the robots. Speaking of turrets, we also added a fully new turret, the shotgun turret. The shotgun turret doesn't do very much damage when the robots are far away, but when the robots are close, it does a ton of damage. It also spins around to attack the robots and has some pretty cool animations with it. We also added some very minor things which just help with the feel of the game. One of these minor changes is making the ores not spawn around your base, so you can build more easily and not have your terminal be covered in ores. We also did a lot more small things like that and fixed a few bugs, but they're just too little to talk about in this video. We also created a new person in our indie group. So now we can actually get music and sound effects for our game. The music in this devlog was actually made by him. We're still working on adding the sound effects and music into the game, but they should be added by next devlog. Thank you so much for watching until the end of our devlog. If you want to help us out, you can comment suggestions to help us improve our game, and like this video to get it out to more people. Also, it would be greatly appreciated if you would subscribe so you can see our future videos. You can also join our Discord for more updates. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon.